Okay, how's the legal the scenes recording street photography? Yeah, that's the aim of my street photography workshop. I'll give you enough knowledge, enough background that you'll be comfortable with your camera on the street. Even I was having online workshop also for the street photography where it was only for the content. And if you want, I can reintroduce that session for street photography. But in outdoor street photography workshop, I start my workshop with the camera settings, with all these general questions on street photography, because when people coming for the first time, they also get quite feel awkward, feel scary that how it will be. But my main aim is that I'll make you comfortable with your camera in your hand, and I'll tell you how we approach the subject, how we'll find the scene, how we'll capture, how we'll create our compositions. All things I covered during the workshop. So it's a 5 hours workshop. I'll make sure you will be more than confident when you leave that workshop. You'll be enough confident. You can just ask your friend to join you, and you can come anytime on the street with the camera. There are some, yeah.
More than the confidence part, like, isn't it a violation of privacy if you are taking pictures and people are...
There are. Yes, sir. So there are some rules, like anything on the street is in the boundary of not within the privacy. If someone need privacy, they need to be in their own compound. So anything on the street, it's very much legal, you can capture, but you have to be on the street. It's not like that you are on the street and you are capturing someone inside their compound, someone in the hotel room. If they are on the window, you can capture them from the street and it's totally legal. But if you are you are using some ways to take a photo inside the hotel room, so that's some kind of you are breaching the privacy. Anything from the street while standing on the street, the view you can capture, that's totally legal. What mode do you recommend for beginner coming from auto mode? Shutter priority or versus aperture priority? Yeah, again, so it's our need for the photo. So if your priority is shutter speed, so it means you need to have a shutter speed. You can't compromise on that. Then that's why we say this as a shutter priority. When we say priority, it means we are having priority on the shutter speed. We can't compromise. We can compromise on aperture, but we can't compromise on shutter speed. That's a shutter priority. And when you want aperture to be, we can say that you have decided that you are not going to change aperture. That will be aperture priority. So you'll set the aperture. You can manage with the shutter speed. You can take a help from ISO. You can raise ISO to get better shutter speed. But again, when you are in aperture priority in good light condition, you don't need to worry about shutter speed. So you will always get good high shutter speed when you are in good light condition. But when you are in low light condition, you may struggle. You may see that when you are in aperture priority in low light condition, shutter speed is going really low. You can take a help from tripod, or you have to have some ISO help to raise the shutter speed. So that's it. So it's up to you that how you want. But I always recommend to take a record shot with the P mode. Whenever you are going out in any light condition, take a shot of P mode. P mode is something, it is creating a combination of shutter speed and aperture.
Right.
So when you get that combination, keep it very simple. Like you got a shutter speed of 1/250 and aperture you got somewhere around 5.6. So any stop. So what we have understood in the simulator, if you do stop, if you change the shutter speed, if you increase shutter speed, it'll lower the f number. And if you decrease the shutter speed, it'll make the aperture higher. It'll go in the high f number. So that's what you have to do manually right on the device, because you know the concept, one step above and one step down. So you know, if you are allowing more light with the shutter speed, by making the shutter speed lower, you have to stop the light making aperture little on the high number. So that's how you make the combinations. And it's quite funny, it's quite enjoyable experience when you do it first time, and you will be amazed at how the results are coming.
Yeah, I am kind of sad about the results that are coming.
Yeah, but because you don't know there's the small bit of information missing, we struggle, we get sometimes really irritated, frustrated, and we just miss the basics. That's what happened actually.
I understood. I was asking this question because auto mode, obviously, or the P mode is the easiest to go with for a beginner because there is nothing to do.
Yeah,
So
but
I assumed that one of these modes, like shutter priority or aperture, might be the easier out of the two. And
yes, yes. P mode is something where we most of the time use P mode to capture, record shots to assess the light, how the light it is. Shutter priority we are going, it means you are serious enough to create a shot, we are serious enough to create a frame, then we go to shutter priority or aperture priority. But in P mode, you don't have any control. It's a camera deciding what is the better combination.
understood.
But camera don't know better combination. Only photographer knows what would be the right combination.
Well, yeah, thank you. I did not
Yeah.
have any other questions.
Which would be the best camera for beginners? So for best camera for beginners, it all depends on your budget. It's a question from Kaushal. Kaushal, there is no concept of best camera for beginners. Entry level camera, we say that entry level camera. It's all depend on your budget. That if you have a budget for entry level camera, you can find different reviews, compare that features what each devices have. So I never make things complicated. I make things easy. Just find out what are the devices in your budget and compare their features, even with the different manufacturers. If you don't have any priority for a specific manufacturer, you can compare the entry level device from different manufacturers, check their features, what they have, and you can decide for one of them. But there is no concept of something like that best camera for beginners. Entry level camera we have because they are designed for beginners. That's why we call them entry level devices. So as per your budget, you can decide, you can check different, we can say that YouTube tutorials available for different comparing devices, the features you can know better. And based on that, you can devise the better feature you will see, like controlling ISO and all. So if you see that device is supporting enough feature and the same budget, you can decide for that.